The Black church caters more towards women than men.
I feel like a lot of believers don't know that they're supposed to hear God's voice.
I feel like the being molested made me become homosexual.
I worked on jobs with my feet in my hand, but all the work I did was for the other man. But now we demand a chance to do things for ourselves. We're tired of beating our head against the wall and working for someone else. Sad loud.
What's up, everybody? This is a Pick Your Own Cotton podcast. My name is Carissa.
This is Brandon.
And I am Tanjanae.
Brandon, aka the homies. We're here. We're doing the first podcast. It's been in the talks for a long time, but we finally here. Hopefully, give you guys consistent content. So make sure to subscribe, comment, like, tell us, the pressing topics that we need to talk about as a people. That's what we're all about. We're here. This is the Black Everything podcast. Pick Your Own Cotton. To me, the thing that really stands out is ownership, but every part of it is very important and key and crucial for building our community. If we don't build, we're no different from our slave status economically. So we have to do something as a people. We have to be revolutionary. We're the Black youth. The youth carry the revolution. So we got to do it. This is not a revolution, but it is. So I don't want to get censored by YouTube or wherever, we're streaming. But seriously, we need an economic revolution. So hence pick your own, have something for our kids and grandkids to have generational wealth. We're here to build the Black family, build wealth, Black love, Black unity. That's what we're all about.
Literally picking your own cotton, just thriving for your families and building and just connecting, coming in together as one and thriving and using that and developing and increasing.
For sure.
Yep. Just really blackity black stuff.
Blackity black on black. So how much would you guys pick cotton for per hour if they paid you per hour? Like how much would they have to pay you in order for you to take a job picking cotton actually?
Do I get like a discount on cotton too? Like a 5% discount?
That's a really dumb question. Like, what?
I'm just saying, what's the incentives?
The incentive is what's your price?
I need all of that.
So the job has to come as a package. So it's not a dollar amount for you.
We negotiate it now. Okay. I'll take about $2 million a year.
Well, we're not negotiating anything because I don't have a cotton field. But I do go to the plantation still every day. But, working to get off that plantation, have our own everything. So y'all, please build more Black businesses and hire us so that we can get off the plantation because,
absolutely.
I refuse to die there. But just emphasizing that ownership, Black ownership, having our own banks, having our own schools, having our own communities, our own churches, our own wealth, so that we don't have to go outside for anything. Outsiders can come to us and we can negotiate, trade, bargain as they do. They take our dollar. So, we'll take their dollar, but it has to circulate. It has to be balanced. The Black dollar circulates for something crazy like 6 hours. And I think they're just giving us that. They're just saying that to be nice, but really that's what it is. Black people don't spend their money together because we really don't have our own economy to spend with.
Right. And saying that about like Black ownership, I really believe in, I don't know what to call it, but like, community ownership, such as if somebody builds a school, that's a place where, Black teachers can go and teach. I don't believe necessarily everybody needs their own school or their own what have you, right. But everybody, everybody's good, has a good skill in their own way. So with that, I think that's also important to add.
That's good.
Yeah, for sure. That aspect is very important to me as well. The sense of ownership, owning your community, being accountable and responsible for your community, meaning, hey, if you grow up and you can afford to leave the hood, that's fine, but just don't go to the suburbs and never turn back and think about the people that are still there. That's still your community. and you thrive in a community. So you can't just go be an outsider and float somewhere in the suburbs and think you're good. We're in Vegas. We film here in 89106. We're locals. This is our community, you know. So build it up. We got to take responsibility, accountability for our own children, educating them.
Absolutely.
Our own families, our own youth. If you see, would you say, if you see teenage Black boys, you know, going down the wrong path as a Black man, they don't have a father, you can take responsibility for that.
Yeah, in a way. I think, you know, you could, well, the thing is with this, yes, I do believe that, but, you know, being young once and knowing, you know, young people, when they see somebody who's not necessarily an authority figure to them, you really have to have an impact or invest into their lives, or they're not really going to look at you. They're, even if you're telling them the right way, and even if you're telling them the right way, it could come off wrong to them. So, you know, it's not that I don't want to. It's how do we get them to listen, you know?
Well, yeah, it's not about being anyone's parents, but we can be the example, you know? Yeah. So if they see us out here making money and we haven't committed any crimes, we haven't done anything illegal or wrong, that's just a good example for them to show them a different path. It doesn't take much to pour into youth, I think, you know? It's just come from a place of love, and they're going to feel the love.
I definitely, because what you thought I was going to say something, but no, I have, well, we all have nieces and nephews and stuff like that. So, and also like he's saying, he been young once, and I just feel like, how can I say it? I don't know how they say it because I lost my train of thought. Actually,
but you were that youth, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Get
like,
to your story in a little bit.
Yeah, because
don't spill it all.
Because I'm trying to put it. That's what I was going to with my stuff. So I
try to say it the short way.
I just wait, but I definitely understand and yeah, I would just leave it at that.
Right, well, we get an Tanae's story soon. Tangent.
I'm gonna just
And what kind of little youngin she was and where she came from. She has a very powerful testimony. And again, I'll say, you know, we're here representing Christ. So you're going to hear our testimonies and just our walk with our individual walks with him. They don't look the same. We don't, you know, we're all different. We all have very different walks, but the main thing is him. It's just Christ in us. And so that's what we're here to represent.
You have the Black mindset.
Yeah, the first topic we're going to get into today is, what does it mean to have a Black first mindset? So I'm not going to take over all the talking. I'll let you guys go first.
A Black first mindset, to me, it just means you put your Black dollar ahead of anything economical, even like, I don't know if we're going to get into the whole voting and stuff like that. But even like that, if you are voting, vote for something that benefits, you know, your people, your community, and you know, demand something from your community, and also investing in your community, because like you said before, you mentioned it a little before, you know, Black economics, people, you know, get money and leave the hood and stuff like that. But I feel like, you know, we should, even if you're going to leave the hood, you should invest back into it, you know, because people are gentrifying Black neighborhoods and stuff now. So just just invest back into other Black communities and stuff, so you'll leave, you know, something for the next generation to build off of.
I definitely agree. That's good. That's definitely good.
Yeah, I agree as well. Back to what you said, like even just when it comes to voting, a Black first mindset is doing everything in the interest of Blackness. So you're not just going to cast a vote without saying, how does this benefit Black people? Because other groups don't do that. They vote in the interest of their group, and so should we. We shouldn't just be giving away our vote. We shouldn't be giving away our dollar for nothing in return. What good is making money if you don't build wealth for your community? What good is having children and grandchildren if you don't leave anything for them? And it takes a community. It takes all of us to make up the Black economy. It's not it's not just the people who make a certain amount. It's all of us. So we all gotta do this together. The Black first mindset. I hear Dr. Boyce Watkins talking about it. I believe Dr. Cloud Anderson as well. And they model it after China. The Chinese, had the worst economy. Not long ago, a few years ago. I want to say 50 years ago, but don't fact check me. And now they're just an economic powerhouse because they condition all of their people to believe Chinese first. Everything is in the interest of the Chinese, and it worked. Now they're one of the richest nations in the world, and they're thriving. So it's modeled after that. It's not anti anyone else. It's just Black first. I can't act in the best interest of you if it's not in the best interest of me. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that's it. There's not anti anything else. In fact, I would even further that to say Black first means America first. A country is only as good as its weakest citizens. And Black people have been at the bottom since we came here as slaves. And we haven't grown past that status economically. During slavery, we owned 1/2 of everything. Today, we own 1/2 of everything. There's been no economic growth for us as a people. Sure, we've been able to get jobs and open up businesses even. Obviously, we've had some struggles even with that, but we've been able to make money. But the point is, we haven't been able to build an economy. So that just gives us, ownership. And that doesn't put us much further than our slave status. So we're young Black people. We're still learning all of this. We're not experts by any means. Economists, is that the right term? Economist, or that's not our profession, but we just understand that the youth carried a revolution. So that's what we're here to do. We're just here to be the example, talk about these things. We don't get much into politics unless it's pertaining to the community, and gender wars and stuff. That's not what we're about. So you watch this podcast, you're not entering Ratchet City. Okay. This is the home of the intelligent Black people, young Black people. So welcome. We're glad to have you, visitors. But let's just get right into it. Today we're really here to talk about Nay's testimony, because she has a very powerful testimony. If you're not charismatic, or you're not familiar with the church terms, we believe we use the term testimony to basically your story, where you came from, how Christ changed your life and entered your life. And so that's what Nay's here to discuss today. So I'm just going to give you the floor, my friend.
All righty. Hello. Well, my name is Tanjanae. I'm from Las Vegas. I was born in California.
What part of Cali?
Long Beach, California.
Long Beach.
I came to Vegas when I was about 5-6 years old. My mom is from Compton and my dad is from Long Beach. Far as in my childhood, how my childhood started, I'm gonna just go real deep and honestly and just get it over with, and just tell the truth and be honest.
You need tissues.
Yeah, we're gonna definitely use some tissue.
We're gonna need the tissues.
But just talking about my childhood. My childhood started with very much trauma and influences.
Bad influences?
Negative influences. All the influences I was around were negative. I just want to keep it like that. My mom, she raised 3 girls. I have 2 older sisters. My dad, my real dad, I haven't really got to know him throughout my life. So he's been in and out of prison throughout my life. So far as in that, that's far as in where I came from, who I am, but far as in breaking it down, far as in my back to my testimony, like I said, my childhood was very traumatizing and just influenced by negative people, and just letting that be who I was, and a person who I wasn't, basically. So I felt like I was looking for like role models, like I was looking for someone to look up to, like, because I didn't have no one.
Okay, so basically your whole environment was toxic.
Yes.
Okay, growing up as a child, you would say you seen things, and it was in an environment that not healthy for.
Yeah, domestic violence, fighting, shooting, all kind of stuff.
All the stuff that we faced. That was common to some Black people.
Right, for sure. So I'm glad you asked me that, just to break it down. Lost my train of thought, Lord.
That's why we take notes. We take notes over here.
For sure.
Let's talk about negative influences and stuff.
Yeah, just having the negative influences. It actually started in California at that age, but it actually started to show and adapt in Vegas. So when I moved to Vegas at 5 to 6 years old, I let all that pride. All the things that I had, I let it all to California. I let it to Vegas, and I want to stop right there and just say, I would have it on it, but I had a scripture of Joshua, not Joshua. Was it Joshua? Not Joshua. Let me just rephrase it. I can't remember, but it was. It's a scripture of how the Lord knows us before we were born. Yes, and I'm gonna just keep it like that because I don't want to go off the scripture. But he was there the whole time. Yeah. Me not knowing that, because of the age and just what I'm influenced by.
Yeah. So basically, now as an adult, a young adult, but an adult, you see that he had his hand in your life
the whole time. Yeah, the whole time, for sure. So I want to just say that, far as in my situation, far as in my character and all those things leading me to who I didn't want to be. It led me to Vegas at, I would say, about the first few years I came to Vegas. I hung around guys, just tough, just to where that I was being someone I wasn't. Out really tough, having too much pride, attitude, something that I wasn't. And and also too, it made me become homosexual. Okay. Far as in that, also too, leading back to childhood, I had, as far as in being homosexual, it led me. How can I say it? You see what I'm saying? Basically saying at my childhood, I was molested at a young age, which led me to homosexual. Okay. Whew, that was hard to say.
I'm proud of you.
But yeah. Yeah, can I get some tissue, please? Thank you. Okay.
Hey, take your time. You don't gotta rush just because it's a camera right there.
Yeah, but
So would you also say, just going back to what you said about that led me to being gay, would you say that false sense of like toughness and masculinity was, as many would call it, was a cover for something?
Yeah.
Or was,
what you mean, like a facade? Like it created something?
Were you confused, like thinking, okay, I don't want to be girly, I want to be this? Or were you just like a tomboy and then you pursued that kind of lifestyle of, whatever your male role models were doing because you just looked up to them and then you wanted to be like that? Absolutely.
I am a tomboy even now, and I still am a tomboy. But like you just actually said, those men I was around, and even from Cali to Vegas, it led me to be that. It just influenced me to be something that I wasn't.
Okay.
If that answers what
Absolutely.
you said. So just moving to Vegas, I feel like I took that with me and used it as in, I feel like I used it to where it led me to sin, basically. I want to just say it like that. It led me to sin. I became homosexual. I wouldn't say my childhood made me become homosexual. I feel like the being molested made me become homosexual, and also just not having my dad there. As I go back of my dad in and out of prison, I feel like all that built in. Thank you so much. I feel like all that built in me, and just to be something that I created, or that people around me, like I said, created for me. And yeah, so I would say, coming back, like I said, leading to Vegas, I was I started to actually I'm sorry. Leading to Vegas, that's when I started to actually play basketball. So having a talent in basketball, and having the trauma I had growing up, it's like I was trying to tell you, it's like I said, God's been there the whole time. He's literally been there the whole time. So as I speak about it, I'm speaking about him too. If that makes sense.
Like I said, we can't separate him from anything.
Exactly. So it's like it's hard to it's like explaining and thinking about it. Because I'm still in my walk as well, and I'm still learning, and it's hard to explain his work. Mm-hmm. But I'm here and I'm willing to talk about it, and just me having basketball, I feel like I had a skill, I had a talent that I feel like it's like I put all that anger and competitiveness to basketball because of my trauma. That aggression, that feistiness, it went towards something that he gave me, that I was skilled with.
Okay. And so you got in trouble before you started playing basketball? Or are you saying you started playing basically like in Long Beach, and then I didn't start playing basketball in Long Beach. I started in Vegas. I didn't start to do things like outside of I didn't start to do things until I came to Vegas after that. Like it was like basketball and the stuff I was doing outside of basketball, if that makes sense. At the same time,
so it was at the same time of my trouble as a youth, but also having a skill.
So life in Long Beach was just kind of just being around the wrong stuff. It was just all the adults. It really had nothing to do with you. You were just in the wrong environment.
I was just in the wrong environment, but I feel that it built. I feel like that built my character for someone I wasn't, which leads me to God saving me from what I wasn't, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So that's why I brought that in, because like I said, it just like I said, I took all those things and brought it here. I took all those things and brought it here to Vegas, and like I said, I used that knowing that I also had a skill in basketball. That he was using. God was using the skill. It's like he was there. Like, if I'm continue to say that, because I want to because just the love he has for me, he's been protecting me the whole time. And
okay, so you came to Vegas. Mm-hmm. You got into basketball, but also into some other stuff. So talk about that other stuff.
Before
you talk about basketball.
Okay,
I know. I already know the story.
Okay,
and so I really,
So you want to know about not basketball? You said before basketball.
So you said you got into basketball, but you also got into some other stuff at the same time. For a while, you were
correct.
You were a troubled youth.
So it's the same thing. The fluence I had in. I just felt like I was a follower, not a leader. I was following everybody, literally everybody, because I didn't feel like I had no guidance, or just didn't know what I wanted to do.
Your identity.
I just didn't know what to do.
Crisis.
So I forgot. See, I forgot, Chris. I forgot what we was talking about.
Just about what were you doing?
Okay.
Just leading up to basketball, because I feel like that's a key. That was a key time
Leading up
life,
to basketball.
and it really changed the trajectory of your life. So where were you headed before you really started taking basketball seriously? I know that you started taking it seriously in like middle school, right? But
I would say middle school, yeah. Middle school, outside of basketball, I was hanging out with the wrong crowd.
And what ultimately
happened with that was me going to juvie is what you're saying? Yeah. So just having that pride and all that stuff I got,
yeah. Whatever you're comfortable with, don't, there's no pressure.
I'm trying to put it all together. But like I said, I was hanging around with the wrong people, coming to Vegas, being a follower. And
speaking to the mic.
Huh? You're speaking to the mic.
I don't know if the mic is catching you.
Okay. So just like I said, being the follower. And once I became a follower, it led me to attempted robbery. As far as in going to juvie, as far as in an incident happened, and far as in attempted robbery, I just want to leave it like that.
Okay. Just don't want to share details.
Yeah, I really don't want to share the details of it because I feel like it's a lot, and I would want to, I would love to in the long run, but right now, I just want to say it was attempted robbery to where that it.
So basically, you committed a crime, you went to juvie, and then you want to talk about what happened when you got out of juvie? Or any more on that? Really take time to think. Speak from your heart.
Yeah. No, I don't want to talk about juvie either, as far as in the details. Yeah. But after once I was in juvie, it opened me up. I wouldn't say it opened me up. God opened me. I just took a stop. Cause as far as in my life, I feel like I was doing too much and moving too fast. And, far as in me going to jail, it just woke me up even more than what I was doing and showing me that this is not what I want to do. This is not who I am. Yeah. As I was in juvie, for 2 weeks. My mom, she thinks it was longer, but she think it was a month, but it was about 2 or 3 weeks I was in juvie. And I would talk about it like this, just the feeling of it, just knowing that it wasn't for me. And I know it's, I don't want to go from there, but just knowing that it's we go back to the kids and build, I know it's kids out there that's not who they really good kids and stuff like that. I have nieces and if they're really good kids, they just don't have the guidance, the people for them. So just going off topic, but
no.
I'm sorry, what was that again?
No, you're not off topic. So you were about to get into what happened after juvie. Basically, you did realize that wasn't you. You separated yourself from it and into something more positive, right?
Yeah, I went to as I was in juvie, I was actually playing basketball as well. My head coaches were a blessing to me, as far as in I felt like God put them in my life, as far as in having me still intact with basketball, because I was so not to toot my horn, but I'm really good, decent enough in basketball. I have some kind of potential.
Yeah, she nice, y'all.
Not too much.
She pick you up and dunk on your mama and your daddy. Bring anybody.
But
they're gonna get dunked on.
Yeah, they just they saw in me that I had potential and just helped me and even see my mom going through it as a single mother. They helped me they helped me with a lot of things. I feel with discipline, with my grades, just me being the kid where I was at. God definitely had them in my life for a reason. And yeah, like I said, basketball was also in it. And how can I say it?
Is it fair to say that basketball changed the trajectory of your life?
Yes, it did. It definitely did. I believe if I wouldn't have it, I wouldn't know where I would be right now. As far as
Did you
not
ever
having
see
basketball.
yourself like traveling, going to college, things like that, where basketball took you while you were playing?
Yeah, because as I was playing once I was, how can I? It's like I'm trying to put it all together. As far as in your questions, can you repeat it again, please? I'm sorry.
Did you see yourself like going to college, traveling, things that just the game of basketball?
As far as in you said in college, right?
Like before you started playing basketball, did you say I'm going to college one day and I'm gonna get a degree, or I'm gonna play for a team? Or?
I didn't plan to go to college. Okay. Going back to my high school, with my head coaches, and I didn't want to go to high school. I didn't want to go to college, okay. But I also needed a diploma. I wasn't gonna graduate if it wasn't for them.
Just high school.
Oh, yeah. They actually led me to college as well and gave me a full scholarship of basketball. Yeah. But I realized that's for me. I didn't know what I wanted, so it was something. So a person was giving to me, and I didn't want. I feel
like in that position, it's kind of like, well, this is much better than what I'm gonna go home and be doing. You know. Yeah, the lifestyle that you would have ended up in. Yeah.
Okay. For sure. You
so any more on that? Oh, I know. I'm just listening.
No, nothing on that more. But just trying to connect the basketball as I was still outside doing the negative influence that built who I wasn't, basically, and also having the skill. And like I said, I was being protected the whole time, and Lord.
Who was protecting you?
The Lord, God, my Lord.
Know that at that time?
No, I didn't know that. And as of now, I do realize that He was the one the whole time.
Yeah, it's him all along.
Yeah. So, far as in my basketball, what? Let me go back. I'm sorry. I am so sorry.
No, don't be sorry, Nate.
Yeah, but let me
want to get it all.
Yeah. Okay, so it's like with my trouble, with my everything is like in one, I would say, because everything was happening at the same time. My trouble of youth, my basketball, and as I became into basketball, I say about 11, 12 years old. Like I said, I wouldn't say I actually came out that I was homosexual.
What age?
11, 12.
Wow.
11, 12 years old.
That young?
Yes. Mm-hmm. But I was a tomboy. I felt like it was there, but I just didn't know. I was confused as well. Like, didn't know what I wanted, but also was more leaning to what I wanted.
Okay.
So far as in just going through that journey of being homosexual, like I said, it was something that I wanted to pursue, what I felt comfortable with. Even though I know it was, now I know it's something that I don't want to do no more. And how I have that feeling now is because of the Lord. Mm-hmm. Just going through me being in jail and me going through relationship as me being homosexual, it he, like I said, he was there, and he shifted my whole life into him, just him. And I feel like I may be skipping a little bit, but
it's your story.
but it shifted just knowing I just had a feeling that I didn't want to do what I wanted to do anymore. Just going through the not having my dad, going through juvie and being homosexual, going homosexual, and actually being in a relationship that affected my whole like life and even vision. But I wouldn't just say like it was all the Lord. I was just giving him all the glory of all those things that I've been going through. I don't know what else to say.
So I wanna know, how did you come to know him?
How did I come to know him? Well, he came to me. As I came back from college, because I did go to college, and like I said, with the full scholarship, after I came to college, after I left college, I didn't know what to do with my life. I felt like I was still doing the welding, not what I wanted to do. It was somebody else's still perspective for me. So I came back home, and like I said, still did the welding, I got into local 88 HVAC, sheet metal, and I just didn't know what to do. I was just living check to check with my mom, and I want to just go forward with, like I said, having a woman around that was older than me, to where that it affected my life.
This was the
relationship before. So I feel like the relationship, it was like another awakening, as in like when I got molested or when I went to jail. It was not a molested, well, when I got to jail. I mean, went to juvie. It was like an awakening again of what am I doing? What's going on? Like, what is this? So that led, like that whole relationship led me to, I felt depression. I would say depression, blaming myself and blaming myself, not doing nothing in life, to where that I was doing it for a while, and he just came into my room.
Wow.
He came into my room, and I just felt the spirit. Not knowing what it was, I was very like, what is this? But just knowing that this don't feel what I just came from. Like it shifted. So
wow.
So I was very like interested. I asked my grandpa, because my grandpa is a minister, and he just told me to go read because I was so interested in knowing him because of what I felt in that room.
Okay.
I was watching a podcast of just interested of who he was, because I didn't know what it was just something that, like, okay, well, but still, like, you would want it. It's a feeling that you would want to understand or know or get to know, like more, like when I was in it. So
okay. Definitely makes sense.
So that's why I got to ask my grandpa. I did start it on the King James version, and that didn't go well. So it shifted
don't go
me.
well for me either, friend.
The King James version, yeah. So it just getting into the word, and he shifted my whole perspective. He even made me like, I just started to do things differently, clean my room, and even though I've been clean, but now I'm starting to get up and do more things and not be sleep and that's not doing stuff I usually was doing. He took away the homosexual. He didn't take I wouldn't say he didn't take away. I do have temptations. I still have desires. Well, I don't have desires, but I do have temptations.
Okay. I like how you put that.
Yeah. I had to say it like that. I have to say that. But he shifted everything. Like what I was, just everything far as in just everything, every little thing I was going through, he shifted it. And I wanted to know more. Basically, I wanted to know more about him, even though I didn't understand. And then that's when and how did I get to him? Also, I want to say, because it's a big part of my life, of him as well. Our friend Camille, a longtime friend, from basketball. She just randomly, I remember what I can remember, randomly just contacted me, said how I was doing, and you want to go to some basketball games and so forth. And it led me to, hey, you want to come to church? You want to come to Bible study? And I'm like, I just left from feeling the way I felt at home. Right. And
so did you connect it to know it was him, like leading you?
I didn't. Now I know that, but at the time I was like, what is this? Like, I don't know.
It was just so unfamiliar.
So it was unfamiliar. So I'm like, what? So once I got there and started to see, like I said, he started to reveal more of me and where I was supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. He's good.
So that right there is, even though like he was there the whole time, that is the light of my whole story. Just him coming to show me, tell me who he is a beautiful thing. So I'm just thankful. I'm just thankful. I'm just
me over here about this.
I'm just thankful for him. Like he's been there. I believe is more to my test. I just not very much detail at the moment.
It's not done.
Well, that too. It's not done. But yeah, he definitely changed my life. He gave me. It's like I said. It started with Camille and finding a home, a church. Okay. And being committed. And
shout out Living Word.
Shout out Camille, Living Word. But Jen, I think the first day I committed, and just feeling my life shifting.
Your first day you committed to the church, became a member?
Yes.
Okay.
No, first day, yeah. The first day, just not knowing how, because most people shop and go around and go to me. I just didn't know.
You asked me like, wait, church hopping, that's a thing? Like,
yeah, like
people shop around. I didn't. I just committed to the first one. Me and Camille were like, good.
Good, yeah.
If you don't have to shop around, don't. Like, it's not a fun time to me. I mean, some people like it. I guess it's like, oh, this church got donuts over here. They got, a good children's ministry. They got a smoke machine over there when they do praise and worship. And, I don't know what they're getting out of that kind of stuff, but I feel like the people shop around for that. And it's like, no, just be home. And clearly he was already leading you from, not to the church, but to himself from the time, I would say, even as far back as when you were just little. And, basketball, obviously he used that just to even help you build the connections, get you out of that lifestyle, something that you were passionate about and loved, which was basketball. And then through basketball, you made Camille, you know what I'm saying? And then you find a church, like it all just aligned because he's intentional. He's intentional. Like he doesn't do anything without intent. He don't just do stuff like us, and everything he does is from his love for us. He doesn't do anything apart from his love. And so like your testimony is just a testament of his love.
Yeah.
And I know that's why it brings you to tears, because like you got me over here and I'm a thug and you almost made me cry. So clearly like Jesus is real.
Yeah, for sure.
And it's just amazing to me how like you didn't even know that. You didn't know much about him, and you were like the first in your family, your immediate family, to really come to him, and your whole life has changed now. Now you have just a community of sisters,
absolutely, yes,
and friends, and Christ in your life, and
all those things he's giving. And as long as I stick with him and be with him, he's going to continuously reveal myself and looking for his will, looking
Yeah,
for what he
absolutely.
wants out of me for him.
Right. Wow.
I was gonna say something. I think you just said it.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot, but you literally just said it.
Rewind. It's a
how you was
podcast.
gonna
You can
say.
rewind. You could go back. Prepare to hear me say a bunch of dumb stuff.
Yeah.
People laugh.
Uh-huh.
And so, yeah, from there we get into, I just wanted to talk about intimacy with Jesus, but I wanted to also touch on just the fact that a lot of things you went to is not uncommon to us as a people, you know, like our youth are going through that, you know, like we met a young 14-year-old, you know, black boy who's just out here hustling. Like, can I clean your car? Like, can I wash your windows? And, you know, I asked him, like, why come out here and make money? Why not stay home and play video games all day? Why not, you know, just chill, go ask somebody for money? And he was just like, no, like, I got to have mine. I got to have my own at 14. And so I think that
businesses, he said he was trying to
exactly. Yeah. He has so many business ideas. Like that's not the end of, we're going to hear of him. Like we definitely going to hear more about him, but from him, I believe, little Anthony. But he's just, to me, symbolic of the race and the youth. And so same as your story and ours, you know, we're siblings and, you know, they're like the stuff we went through. To me, it felt like we were alone, like we were going through it. And it was abnormal. But then I grew up and I realized, oh, like we all live the same life almost. Like we all went through very similar things because these are the issues that pertain to our community and the youth. It just makes me question, like, where are they headed? You know what I'm saying? It's like if everybody is passing the buck, because not that it matters, but your coaches were white, right? So it's like, and I know there are black coaches out there in sports. There's a lot of black mentors and leaders, but the youth as a whole, I didn't play sports, you know, I could have run track or something, but I didn't. I was a writer. I was more into academics, and there were not a lot of mentors there for me. And, you know, I thank God for the ones who were there, whether they were white or whatever the case. But I just feel like when I went to church, because I grew up in church and being around other older black people who pour into me, it was just for that day, Sundays. You know, there was no churches I went to didn't really have programs to mentorship, to mentor the youth and things like that. But it was still impactful. I felt the love. It's like, you know, I love all youth and all kids, but I am partial to black kids because I'm one of them, you know, like I relate to them better. And it's just my people. So how can we mentor them? Us, like our generation, 20s, 30-year-olds, how can we mentor them, the people who have similar stories to you?
I feel like spending time with them, whether it's quality time, whether the movie, the park, whether go get some ice cream, whatever they want to do. I'll probably even just ask them. That'd be probably better. Just ask them.
What do they want to do?
What do y'all want to do? And we go do it. I think that's good.
I agree. I'm big on that. I have a 16-year-old little brother, and you know, he started to come into himself when he was preteen, teenager. And it wasn't just hey, like, come hang out with me, come to the mall with me. It was just, it had to be, well, what do you want to do? Because I want to spend time with you, and you just sitting here playing video games. So I'm gonna just cozy up next to you if he lets me. You know, they like to be alone too, but just, we have to pour into them. We can't, if we're completely hands off, the internet is raising them. You know, TV is raising them. The artists who talk about drugs and are overdosing. R.I.P. Rich Homie Quan, he just overdosed. But that's what's raising them, whether we want to acknowledge it or not. Look at their screen time. They spend more time on their phones than they do with their parents. What is that saying? How are you impacting them more than this if they're spending all their time on this, you know? And so, yeah, I like that. It's just as simple as spending time with them, you know? What would you say?
Concerning young people, you know, I do think they need structures or some, you know, sort of programs for them. some sort of after school program, not like academics learning, but like learning how to do for themselves. Maybe have some like trading programs in schools or something like that, so they could be more independent and they don't have to rely on college, go spend a lot of money on college, and then once you graduate college, you're not even guaranteed a job, and once you are, you're not really thriving because you're trying to pay off your college debt. So yeah.
I'm a person with a lot of college debt, and I also work in higher ed, so I'm not against it. I think that there's mentors needed there for sure too, because I figured out everything on my own the hard way, and it shouldn't be like that. Like the next generation can't progress if we have to keep starting over. So I didn't know anything about scholarships, how to really get them. I didn't really have anyone pushing me, saying, I was self-motivated, so I didn't have an issue with going to class and things like that. Like I worked that hard to get in, so I was a straight A student. But the point is, it's like I had to figure out everything on my own, and by the grace of God, I made it through. But it's just I see other groups who have all this in place. Someone from another ethnic group, they attend college, they have a whole community there already. And so just going back to your story, you see the importance of community, because now you didn't talk about it a lot, but now you're in a community, and I don't know, is that something different for you? Or
yes, totally. Just genuine love, sincere love, and people that'll tell you, encourage you, that's gonna help you and help you and just tell you right from wrong. I feel like those are good people that I'm around. And just love, genuine love. The community definitely helped me and built me for the person that I'm becoming for sure.
Like that. Yeah, I would say the same, because like I said, I grew up in church, but the communal aspect was...
I didn't grow up in church.
Yeah. But I was gonna make another point, but I'll make that first one first, is that like this church it's a community church. Like it's different from other churches I went to that they acted as community churches but didn't, or they identified as them but didn't really walk that. And I'm not saying every church should be a community church, but we should have community in every church, if that makes sense. I think some churches, when I say community church, it's just all about numbers per se. I really don't see that we have that here. It's just, like you said, genuine love, concern, building relationships. But my second point was going to be that in the Black community, we have that sense of community still there. Like when I'm around your people, your family, I feel like I'm part of the family. I feel that way with Black people everywhere I go. At work, like my old coworkers are now like my best friend's family. Like we check in, and none of us even work at that job anymore, but we all just gravitated to each other, and we get each other like what's understood don't have to be explained type thing. So we just vibe, and we still vibing. We're still vibing together, just as family, not as coworkers. Like it was just easy for us to become family. Like it's just a natural thing. Is it just me, or
no,
do we have that in Black America where we just automatically family? Yeah, the answer is yes. Because you looked over here like, huh? Yeah, I answered it. So going piggybacking off of that concept of community and church, do you notice the difference between attending church and having a really intimacy with Jesus?
Absolutely. I definitely see a difference. You don't have a relationship with him. You're just there. Versus you having an intimate relationship with him and knowing him and knowing his word and knowing his walks.
I think to no fault of us, like millennials, like our hands are clean. We didn't do nothing. But the generations before us, like y'all I don't know. Like, it was just lost. It's like attending church replaces an intimate relationship with Jesus. A pastor can't give you a relationship with Jesus, you know? Like, it's not even fair
Or
to
people, yeah. I see what
yeah,
you're
like and we didn't plan to talk about this today. It's a topic for a whole different podcast, but this consumer mindset we have of church, like, all right, I'm here, feed me, came to get fed. Like,
all right, I'm out.
First of all, I can't feed you because you're already full of something else. You need to go empty yourself and before Christ, like go before his feet. And then it's not just that. And you know, I'm saying this out of love. Like I joke, but I love churchgoers.
You're
and,
love.
you know,
You're
yeah.
love.
Thank you. You're my friend and you say that, so they gotta believe it. But the culture has to change, because if we have this consumer mentality, like take, give me, your leaders are getting exhausted. And now they don't have anything to give anyone. They don't even have anything left for themselves. Like, we all have to go before the Lord individually, come together and go before the Lord again. Like, that's what it's about. It's not, okay, well, he done let God pour into him all week, so I'm gonna just come and listen, and then I'm gonna ride off that energy, and then by Tuesday, you know, I'm gonna be out of it, go to Bible study, get a little refuel. Then by Thursday, I'm out of it again. And then I wait till Sunday. Like, that cycle has to break. Like, that's not what it's about. That's not, you're never going to grow spiritually if we live like that. You're never going to hear his voice, you know? I feel like a lot of believers don't know that they're supposed to hear God's voice. Like, they think that is only reserved for prophets. Like, no.
Well, it goes back to like I was asking you, like, do you think they don't think he's here? They don't think he's.
Listen, my whatever standard or bar I had before today is raised even further, because you felt his presence before you even came to him, before you even accepted him into your heart in life. He just came and you felt it. So it's like, how do they not know? If you don't know by now, like, you need to get born again or something.
Yeah. Right.
I'm mostly joking, but something is off. It's not just a feeling that I'm talking about either. It's just a knowing. If you feel like you got to go to church to know that God is real, there's something broken in your walk with him. It's like, I can't go to my grandma to be like, are you sure my mom's real? Did you give birth to her? Like, tell me about her. Show me pictures. Like, go talk to her. What are you talking about? She's right there. Like, go talk to her. That's how crazy it sounds to me.
Do you feel like people could go to church to get to know God more, or do you think that's individual person with their relationship to God?
I think that 100%. I go to church to know God more. That it's a part of my walk, but I'm talking about when they replace the walk for church and think, I go to church, therefore I secure my spot in heaven. I'm good. Like, okay, if that's as far as you want it to go,
it sounds like
go deeper.
It sounds like it's just your purpose and your reasoning for going to church. Because I think if you want to have a relationship with God, I think it's natural, your next steps to say, hey, well, I need to know God more, and I want to know more about him, as well as and stuff like that. And that will drive you to, seek answers. And So I think it's your attention. So, okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, I agree. I feel also that.
Go to church?
I felt also that it should be based on biblically, and that's what turned me off with a lot of churches. I didn't say all of them. No.
So you saying biblically?
Biblically, like we're saying, get to know God, right? And going to church to study, to try to get to know God more, right? I think that should be, biblically, because that's the only way we all know Christ and stuff like that. Somebody, read the Bible and believed it and, taught it to us, right? And so I think that's very important. but this may be a controversial. I don't know. Comment in the comments what you guys think, but I think church should. I don't see, from what I hear from church, because even though I don't go to church, I still look at a lot of churches, and even like on my TikTok, it pops up all the time, like other pastors and stuff like that. They'll teach, but they don't really necessarily use the Bible. They'll use maybe a couple of scriptures, but they don't really explain. I'm not going to go into detail about it, but they don't really use the Bible to explain what they're saying. Like, hey, look, the Bible says this is what we ought to do. They just say
what they want to say.
Not what they want to say.
Like they create it in their way.
God is good and stuff like that. And I feel like when you do it that way, you create a lot of doctrines and a lot of just traditions and stuff like that people follow. That's not really necessarily biblical.
I see what you're saying.
So, I don't want to be someone who just follows a doctrine or follows somebody without seeing it in the scriptures myself. So, that's kind of why I shied away from church. Other reasons too, but that's kind of like one of the main reasons why I shied away from going to congregate. But I do believe and that we should congregate.
Is it like protecting yourself? Or is it something why you don't go to church? Is it just something?
It's not necessarily protecting myself.
Speak on behalf of all black men right now.
No, I'm not going to do that.
Why y'all don't go to church.
I think I will say
that.
I think the church caters more towards women. Specifically, the black church caters more towards women than men. I 100% believe that. In ways that
I think, you think like, because I know, like I know that the churches, even for me, I'm sorry, like I'm a woman, but it's very emotional, and I'm not a very emotional person. I don't know why people think I am, but like I don't cry that much, and like I don't be in my feelings that much. And so I love church, but I just want to. We didn't plan on talking about this, and I like to think about what I'm gonna say before I say it. So I won't really say too much, but I do agree. I think that's one of the reasons why men, especially black men, because it's like, well, I don't feel like crying today. I'd rather just stay home and watch football. So unless they're gonna say something profound that I can chew on and take back with, my relationship with Christ, would you say that's fair to say?
I wouldn't say, man, necessarily. I don't think it's that of an emotional thing for men, unless they're like dealing with something. I don't think that it's that emotional towards men. I think I give you an example because you asked for one. For instance, there's this thing. I don't know if it's in the red. I'm specifically talking about like the black church when I say this. I'm married to Jesus, or I'm married to Christ, right? That's specifically something that's taught, or that I've heard even growing up, women saying in the church, right? Men don't necessarily say things like that. It's not, I'm married to, like, no, I'm seeing, I mean, in a way, yes, like in a way that like the church is married to Christ, yes, but not me as an individual. Like that's not, and it's not, preach to men, not saying that it should be, but it's like it caters towards women more than men. I don't want to, I'm the same. I don't want to say things that I haven't fully thought out and stuff like that, because I don't want to come off the wrong way. But yeah, it definitely caters more to women than men.
Yeah, that makes sense. I think that's a topic to be, dissected in another episode as well. So it's things that we talk about. I would just say, just seek him. It's like seek his face. And here's the thing about attending church. You're not guaranteed to. It's no guarantee that because you attend church, you know Jesus, or you will know. Jesus is a person. You can't know him just by learning about him. Like if you didn't know Nay, I could tell you a lot about her, but you still don't know her until you have your own relationship with her.
Mm-hmm.
Experience. And so I would just say anyone who's pursuing him, just like I say, seek his face. And you're like, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. Obviously, you don't have to imagine images of a white Jesus. I think that he's hid himself on purpose, but he's given us so much of his word and his heart. And we can start there. It's like, okay, we know who he is based on what he did and what he said. But we can also know what he's saying. Like in the word he said, what's written in the word is what he said. What we experience by our spirit is what he's saying, and he's a real person. He has mm-hmm. emotions, he has feelings, he has desires, he has a character, he has a mind, he has a word, a tongue. You know what I'm saying?
He's human.
Yeah, he's not human fully, but well, he's not human, but he's a person.
Yes.
So I think that's a good place to end that. Just because it's just intimacy with Jesus. That's the whole gist of it, I believe. But this was our first podcast. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, listening, watching, whatever platform you're on. Continue to follow us as we follow Christ and continue to, just watch the channel as it grows. And stay tuned for more things. We have just a lot of, we just have a heart for our people and our community, mm-hmm. The church and the community as a whole. So we just encourage you to be part of that. We're not perfect. We're not going to say everything right all the time. Mm-hmm. We might say something and then go back and think and change our mind. So this is not that kind of platform. This is just an open platform for open discussion. We're not experts on anything. We're just people, human beings figuring it out and following Christ. And so we want to put content like this out there to show that Black men and Black women love each other, get along just fine.
Yeah. No, just fine. Go ahead.
And there is a way.
Go ahead and finish us up, Nate, because I'm
and if you guys have anything that you want us to speak about or talk about, interested in carrying our perspective on the matter, please, you could either write it below in the comments or you could email us. The email will be. Why can't they email us?
Clearly, I'm the head of marketing here. We're not receiving emails right now. Just, maybe we'll. You want it back?
Email?
We don't have an email.
We can create one. We'll create an email.
All right. Well, we love you guys. We thank you for tuning in. If you're in Las Vegas, definitely hit us up. We would love to, see what our community has going on. We'll have other guests who are experts coming and talking in the healthcare fields, finance fields, the church. Maybe we'll see how that goes. We'll just see where it goes. We'll see where it takes us. If you guys like this content, subscribe to the channel and stay locked in, homie. On the
email us.
Go with God.
Yes, follow God. When God cracks the sky to come back for my